Okay, Reggie, before we get into this week's questions and topics, is there anything that you wanted to speak on or talk about before we get going?
Um, yeah. Just right quick. Just shout out to the Capricorns once again. No, we made it kind of quick last segment, but shout out to you guys, and then also if we can, I wanted to advise people because I don't know if y'all noticed, y'all. One out of the four people that y'all know noticed lately been having the flu or a cold or something. So just want to advise you guys. I know it's a big topic of conversation with a lot of y'all that's against it, but if I can help one person, I tell you, that's all I'm here for, to see if I can help that one person. Go get your flu vaccination, and I'm gonna say it, get that last dose of the jab. I know a lot of y'all don't want to hear it, but I'm a firm believer in when you catch it and you got the jab, you don't get as sick. And I wished they had the jab available before I contracted this COVID. And trust me, it was life changing for me. But other than that, you know what, Don? I gotta touch on the subject. And I know I'm getting off base, but I gotta throw out something. Hopefully, this air before they do episode 9 of the podcast. But we about to see what type of journalist Dave Mays is. If he don't, if he doesn't come with a Katt Williams story with Suge Knight, who was real instrumental in Katt Williams' life in the from about 2012, I think it was, to about 2014, 2015, when they got caught up in that case. Y'all remember that? No, a lot of y'all might not remember when Suge and Katt, and one of the reasons that Suge Knight went on and took that deal because he was also facing, Katt ended up only getting probation out of it, but Suge was still facing a 3 strike on that case as well. That's why I always tell y'all was one, he had three cases pending, meaning Suge, and all they had to do was convict him on one of them, and he would have been a 3 striker, and he would have been 25 years to life instead of just a straight 28 years. It's a big difference, y'all. When y'all learn, hopefully none of y'all ever have to learn, but that L means a lot. Because this dude's still in prison that I know, heard of, has 7 to life. There used to be something called 3 to life. Don't know if there was any 3 to lifers left. But that's when you go before a parole board. Just throwing out some education on that. But I'm saying all this to say if Dave Mays neglects to talk to Suge Knight about Katt Williams stories, then he don't know Suge Knight, and he shouldn't be involved in that with Suge, and because Suge got some great Katt Williams stories, uh, and y'all would love it. And Katt is hot right now, right? Katt assassinated about 10 to 15 comedians with that segment that he did with our boy Shannon with the Shay Shay podcast. I mean, if y'all can't tell, didn't notice, that was written. These are things that he just laid out. That was planned. That was a planned Katt attack. I don't think Shannon knew that he was going to take over the podcast like that, but he did a hell of a job of scripting it out. A lot of the things y'all don't know, Katt been preaching way. I can't wait till this week to come up because everybody gonna be coming up with all of their tapings and with the iPhones and stuff of Katt Williams telling stories. I bet you at least 5 of those stories he tell pop up where he's been preaching since 2010. And that's why he got banned. That's why, I'm not one of them to say that he was on drugs like a lot of people say. I don't think he did I don't believe Dave Chappelle was on drugs. I just think Dave Chappelle just went crazy and got into some black power shit or something like that. to make him walk away from that $50 million deal he had with Comic View. But Katt Williams got banned because he was saying all of this stuff before. He just found a platform to put it out and put it all together, and man, tore up the internet, killed it. Didn't even give us no good content for this for upcoming days, because trust me, who want to watch us? When you got Katt Williams over there and everybody cutting up all his stories and putting video footage to what he's been saying, it was a great week for YouTube for people that was in the Katt Williams field. I know this channel is not in the Katt Williams field, and that's why John's like, oh, we ain't got nothing to talk about with Katt Williams. We not in the Katt Williams business. Totally get it. But shout out. Hope to hear some Katt Williams stories from Suge, because Suge got some. I remember going up to, I'm just throwing this out. Hopefully he'll hear about it and he'll tell it, to this shop called D's Auto Body. They had a $400,000 Rolls Royce up there, where those niggas was in there with some girls, and they must have got the fighting in the car. Well, anyway, there was a lot of blood in there, that Rolls Royce. So I always wonder, where is that chick? Where is that chick? Hopefully they can explain that. But man, Katt Williams and Suge got some great stories. I'd love to hear their stories, and I hope Collect Calls touch on that, but I got a feeling they not. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens this week. But once again, shout out to Katt Williams. I'm one that believes over 95% of what he said in that on that podcast is true. And I can tell you, 75% of the stuff that he said, I didn't heard before. I didn't heard him say it, because I was a major Katt Williams fan. I go all the way back to the Laugh Factory, or the Chocolate Factory, the one that was on Sundays that he used to go and perform with my boy Pookie. Anybody that was in the comic scenes, y'all know Pookie. He had Chocolate Sunday every Sunday nights. And I was following Katt back then and helping Pookie with some financing back then. Shout out Pookie. Don't know what you've been doing or how you doing. Hopefully everything's still well with you, brother. So just spoke on that. That's all I wanted to say about the Katt Williams. If you want me to tell some Katt Williams stories in a later episode, you ask me the questions and I'll respond. But I know you got a list of questions you want to ask me, so let's get going.
Yeah, just in case they don't tell the stories, are there any ones that stick out in your mind in regards to Katt Williams and Suge that maybe he told you that, or maybe that you're aware of that you can talk about?
Yeah, you got to remember, I wasn't around Suge during that time. I was just communicating with him. I appreciate him. One time, I had a homeboy that was trying to do a show, and he was like, "Man, your boy Suge is managing Katt Williams, and he got cat ear. I'm trying to do a show with him." And I remember calling and getting him and Suge on a three-way call, and Suge even told me then. He said, "Reg, this your boy, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." He said, "Well, Reg, if that's your boy, I don't know when Katt gonna show up to a show and when he's not gonna show up to the show. I wouldn't advise you investing no money in Katt right now, because he's on one right now." Suge has never said or indicated that Katt was on any type of drugs like everybody was saying. So I'm not gonna put that on Katt. I know he drinks and all of that. Katt adamantly denies ever being on anything strong. So that is usually, when people say that just usually mean they smoking weed and alcohol. But the way Katt was acting back in the mid 2000s, that's that 5% where I say I think he lying about. But hey, I wasn't around him, so I don't know. But it wouldn't surprise me if Katt was doing a little bit more than weed and alcohol back in the 2000s, because of the way he was not showing up to shows and missing dates. Y'all remember that little kid that was in the closet? A lot of people forget about that. They called the police and said Katt had him hiding in the closet. Y'all remember him getting in the fight and getting choked out by that little 14-year-old boy when they were playing football and stuff? So Katt was wilding out back in the mid-2000s. He appears to be back on the right track, and so that's great. But yeah, Katt and Suge was out there wilding out for a while, about at least 3 to 4 years, until the point where Suge eventually got in trouble. For those of y'all don't know, with the photographer, him and Katt Williams was together, and that's when they took a picture of him and his son that he was always talking about, Legend. And Suge, didn't want his son's picture out there in the tabloids and stuff. He said, like Suge said, you can take a picture of me, but don't be taking no picture of my kids. And so he was being protected of that. And then that's when but those niggas was out there being pimps. I remember I told y'all Suge went through a pimping stage, and that's when I guess they had the 2 girls go allegedly and beat up the photographer and take the camera from him, which both of them eventually got convicted of. Suge played out, took the incident with Terry Carter. And so the DA office dropped that charge, and the one with F. Gary Gray, that threatening charge, those were the other 2, and they just gave him 28 years for the incident with Terry Carter. But those were the 3 cases that Suge was facing, and could have got struck out on, and could have got an L behind him. So that happened with Katt. Katt ended up only getting probation. I wonder if he's still on probation or not. I'm not sure. But I know he just had got a fine and paid probation. Shout out to my boy Big C-Style. I remember Big C-Style called me and telling me, Reg, what's wrong with your boy Suge? All the lady wants is her camera back. And this shit could go away. But Big C-Style, I'd love to get him on the show one day to tell that story, because he was there with them and trying to make that situation go right. But unfortunately it didn't, because Suge is very, very protective of his kids, which that's just Suge. And I ain't got no problem with him. Glad he is that type of dude. But other than the incident with, I always heard it was 2 chicks that got into a fight inside of that Rolls Royce. And man, they tore that whole dashboard of that car up. And and I'm talking about something, I know y'all talking about I'm snitching and all that, but the police came up there and recovered the car, because Suge and Katt did like a fucking Mike Tyson situation. I don't even know how they heard about the car being up there, my boy D's Auto Body Shop in Bellflower. But they came up there and recovered it. I told D, don't get a motherfucker to them. They ain't got no reason. They were gifting that car to you. They were giving you that car. And sure enough, about a year later, Suge called asking about that car while he was in custody. But D had told him, hey, that car was gone, but those niggas just walked away from that car for some reason. Remember that? I remember one time, Katt, because Katt was very paranoid around people, Suge and his people. He was one that always had guns and stuff. And my boy Bob Gotti and Suge was talking. And Katt was real paranoid with them, where Bobby had to check and say, hey, Suge, what's wrong with your homeboy? Tell that nigga, I'm one of your homies. And situations like that, I remember they used to always been out. That's when I was hanging with those dudes from Grape Street. And I don't know why people always thought Suge and I had a problem with each other. I used to always tell you, man, that nigga ain't got no problem. We just ain't f***ing with each other right now. But neither one of us want anything bad to happen to each other. Still to this day. I believe. I know that's how I feel. And they was up at a serving spoon in Inglewood up there. And my niggas from Grape Street was like, man, Reg, we got that nigga Suge and Katt Williams up here. We're up here sitting with some chicks at the serving spoon. What you want? What you want? I said, nigga, I don't want that. Put that nigga on the phone. And I said, and he got on the phone, like, what's up, Reg? I was like, oh, man, what's up, dog? And he said, yeah, I'm just out here, man. Me and Katt had a late night, and we was, hanging out all night, and we just came to get us some breakfast at the service spoon. So, yeah, those niggas was hanging, and that's what Suge was going to be his comeback, because Katt was out there fucking with everybody, talking shit, beating everybody out of money. And so who everybody come running to? Mr. Knight for that protection. And that's what Suge was doing. But one thing I got to give Suge credit for, especially with me, on a couple of times that I had called him to try to get Katt to do something, he was always telling people, buyers beware with Katt right now. I can't control him, but I can't control him. And I can't promise you. And niggas that I fuck with, I ain't putting my name or credibility on the line with them to say Katt gonna show up to this show or not. And when it comes to Katt Williams and Suge Knight situation, that's one thing I always appreciated from Suge, that he told me and probably saved me a relationship with one of my good friends still to this day. I actually was just out playing poker with him last night. 2 nights ago. And so he saved that relationship because sure enough, right after that, Katt was wilding out and wasn't showing up to shows. But glad to see Katt doing a comeback. Y'all think Shay Shay is winning from this, and all you YouTubers that's still in their content and all of that, posting it up as winning? That ain't who's winning from it. Who's gonna win more than anybody right now is his Katt, his manager, and the fucking local promoters. Because guess who want to go see a show now? Everybody want to go see a Katt Williams show right now. And so whoever set up that interview and on YouTube and did a hell of a job. It's unfortunate he had to bring down a lot of casualties with it on talking about a lot of our black comedians. But you motherfuckers are funny to me, especially you black folks. Y'all praising what Katt Williams did, but let other black folks or me or somebody like that on YouTube be talking, oh, you bringing another black man down. You bring another black man down. Katt Williams, as great of a job as he did, and I agree with him, he attacked at 98% of black men and their reputations. And so y'all just think about that when y'all all up there with y'all two-way judgments and all of that. Oh, this is great, this is great. Oh, you over there bringing so-and-so down or saying that down or discrediting another black man. It's funny to y'all how y'all have a double-edged sword when it comes to what y'all feel about when people say stuff or talk about other people. But that's my opinion on that. Katt and Suge, man, I wish Suge would be out right now because I wonder how that relationship would have continued. And don't know what it is to this day. Man, that would be a great collect call right now if I was Dave Mays. A great collect call, and I'm sure Katt would take that call from Suge.